In this one we continue levelling our Bleed Bow character. Before this video is through, we'll have picked up Corrupting Fever and Tornado Shot. Hello Exile, you're watching Altek2k Gaming. This video carries on from the one I released yesterday about Fever Bow Gladiator and the skills to use. I'll leave a link to this at the end of the video. And now a shout out to Chisciobello who requested this video, and if I butchered your name I'm terribly sorry. Okay, so in Act 2 we head out right and continue on to the crossroads. Once we get to the crossroads, grab the waypoint and head upwards. Entering the Chamber of Sins, we head to the centre, find the waypoint and then run out from the waypoint to the stairs. Head down the stairs to the Chamber of Sins level 2 and then continue on to the very end. This will be at the end of a thin corridor that sticks out from one of the rooms. At the very end, after killing some zombies or whatever they are, you will find Fidelitas, the Morning. Just kill him. Once he's dead, go to the crafting bench and drop the baleful gem, pick this up and head back to town. You've now completed the quest Intruders in Black, and this is important because the quest reward for this can be Corrupting Fever, which we're going to pick up now. Once you have Corrupting Fever, head to the back of the town in Act 2 and talk to Yena. Amongst her many gems for sale, there are two that we would like, Ensnaring Arrow and Herald of Purity. Pick these up now, and if you have the slots for them, plug them in. I should probably elaborate where we should plug those in. Ensnaring Arrow will replace Caustic Arrow, still linked to Ballista Totem. If you still have Pierce linked to this, then remove it now. Corrupting Fever and Herald of Purity can go in any red slot for now. Try and keep a spare red slot next to Corrupting Fever. We now head out into the riverways and carry on along the path until we get to the Western Forest. Go all the way to the end of this area, kill the boss, pick up this stone and put it in the wall. Now head to the opposite side of the path to the waypoint in this area, and run up the wall until you find the Weaver's Chamber. Unfortunately, I was a little bit unlucky, and it got taken over by a tormented spirit, which made the fight incredibly grueling. Now the great thing about Ensnaring Arrow linked to our totems is when it hits an enemy, it snares them and slows them down. Not only does it slow them down, but it also classes them as moving even if they're not, which means they take our full bleed damage from puncture. This is the only thing that made this fight even remotely bearable. Once the Weaver's dead, pick up Malagaro's Spike and log out. Logging back in now and head to Act 2. Talk to Bestel and he will give you a skill point. Talk to Nessa and buy a second life tap skill gem. Now take the life tap from puncture and we're going to link this into Corrupted Fever. Take the new life tap you bought and put it into puncture. So why do we do this? Life tap causes skills that it's linked to cause 19% more damage at level 20, going down to 10% when you can first use it. Because we've leveled this one, it will do slightly more damage than the one we just bought. Now talk to Silk, and for the quest rewards, pick Vicious Projectiles. If you get a spare slot for it, then put it in and start leveling it, otherwise just leave it in your inventory. We're now going to kill two of the bandits and help the other. If this is not your league start, then kill all three of them. The reason we are going to help Alira in this one is that she gives us 15% resistances along with some mana regen and some crit multi. We only really care about the resistances, which, while leveling without any gear, is really good. Once you've killed the two and helped Alira, then we head all the way to the end of Act 2, where we fight that dark thing that takes hours to get out of the ground. Now if you are fighting big bosses, it's worth taking out Pierce and replacing it with Vicious Projectiles, which will give you far more damage. Once you've killed the Val Overseer, head out into Act 3. Head all the way to the crematorium, find Piety, and then make her run away. Grab Tolman's bracelet and go and trade it for the sewer keys. I wonder which two of us got the raw deal. Raw sewage, that is. Now when I got midway through Act 3, I managed to drop this 4-link bow, which was a divine moment. I then used some chromatic orbs that I picked up along the way and managed to get red, green, green, green. In this 4-link, I went for life tap, puncture, volley, and pierce. This carries us all the way to the Graficius fight. Drop your Ensnaring Arrow totems and just hit him with puncture. Now I think I forgot to mention, but you can also be using Corrupting Fever now. Basically, just activate it. It should be linked to life tap. It'll take an awful lot of health. Now as you fire your bow, you'll be using enough health to keep Corrupting Fever up all the time, so you won't have to keep spending that very large amount of life to keep it up. Now that Gravicius has suffered by your hand, head and talk to Clarissa. She will have for sale Tornado Shot. Now this is a chance orb, which I didn't have at the time, and before I went off to look at it, I just noticed that she actually sells the chance orb for an orb of fusing. So I could actually get it right now by trading in my fusing for a chance and then the chance for the Tornado Shot. What I did next was swap Puncture for Tornado Shot. I then replaced Ensnaring Arrow with Puncture to get Puncture totems, which I've dropped now with bosses. Now bear in mind, Tornado Shot is much faster for clear. I'm not convinced it's faster for bossing, and you may actually be better keeping your 4-link Puncture to kill bosses. Now while we go over the Dominus fight in the background, this is what my tree looks like. And the key things here are we've gone for Dirty Technique, and I've picked the mastery that reads plus 10 to damage over time multiplier if you've killed recently. In the Golem's Blood cluster, I've picked the life mastery plus 50 to maximum life, which is huge. I then go for Bloodletting. This was mainly for puncture, because it won't give you any benefit to Corrupting Fever because it's bleeding damage and not physical damage over time. And that's it, we have Tornado Shot, we have Corrupting Fever. Now this is just one way of leveling the character if you want to use the bow all the way through. You could also do it with a melee skill and a two-handed weapon, if that's any better for you. I hope you found this two-part series useful or enjoyable. If you have, then please consider tickling that like button. It'll like it a lot. I wish you the best of luck in the league start tomorrow, and with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.